service. So I invite all the choir members to take a chair. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Our tradition teaches us that Shabbat is the last action that God made in order to complete the creation. And as we enter this Shabbat, we think about what is that action, what is that thing that we need to do in order to find wholeness in our lives. Often we come to services and we see what's going to happen, right? Like we say, okay, what lechadodi are you going to do today? There's an interesting or different thing that we can do when we come to services, and it's to take a moment to try to recognize what's the work that we need to do. What's that thing that we need to find or we need to embrace in order to find wholeness. So as we enter this Shabbat and we prepare our hearts and minds to go through the transformation that Shabbat invites us to do, I invite you to take a moment, to close your eyes just for a moment, and to think about what's that thing that you need to work on during this Shabbat, or What do you need to do today with your prayers? I'd like to invite Cantor Shannon and Ken to light Shabbos candles for us on page 120. You can follow them, and if it is your custom, please rise. Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu le'adlik ner le'adlik shel Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom. You may be seated. We turn our Sidurim to page 129. Dodi Lee. We open our hearts to welcome Shabbat with a deep sense of joy. Lechu neranena la'Adonai. We are on page 130. We turn our Sidurim to page 136. 134. In the center of our Kabbalat Shabbat, we have the poem Lecha Dodi. We think of the Shabbat as the presence of a beautiful bride, as the eminence of a queen. We turn our Sidurim to page 138, and we sing the first, the second, the fifth, the sixth, and the ninth verses. Lecha Dodi.
Ya la 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 la.
Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat, lecha v'lai, לקראת שבת, לכו במרחק, תהי מקור עבירה. לקראת כלה, לה 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 Shabbat, 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 Lecha dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 Shabbat, nekavela, ay, 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 itoreni, itoreni, kiva orech, komi ori, ay, 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 ori, ori, shirra veri, kevod Adonai, alai tila, echadodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 Shabbat, nekavela. Shalom ateret b'halal, gam b'simcha u'b'tzolam. Ohemuneh megula, bo'hi chala, lecha dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 Shabbat, nekavela. Lecha dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 Shabbat, nekavela. Ay, 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 yalalai. Ay, 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 Likrat kalai, yaralai, 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 nei Shabbat, Avela. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. And as we welcome Shabbat, let's take a moment to acknowledge and welcome each other. You're standing, so you can walk to each other and say good Shabbos.
Shalom. You're doing a great job.
Shabbat Shalom. I'll turn off my microphone.
At the same time.
Shabbat Shalom. I love it. I love her so much. This is the best. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Ooh. Now? Okay.
Maybe sit as we continue with the service. Tzadik Katamara, on page 140. On A, the key is A.
Tzadik Katamar Yifrach Ke'eres Balvanon
We're on page 146. Please rise for Baruch. Yai, dai, dai, yai, dai, 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 yai, dai, 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 yai, dai, dai, ai, dai, 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 yai, dai, 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 lai, dai, 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 yai, dai, 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 yai, dai, 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 dai.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. You may be seated. Let's read together on page 148. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being.
Skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, HaMa'arif Aravim.
We're on page 150. as we turn the page, I invite you to think for a moment about that wholeness that we are trying to find, the unity of our souls and our creation, connection with the Creator of the world. I invite you to take a deep breath and to become one. Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that it is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. We are on page 158 for Micha Mocha.
מרכיב אדוני את יעקב, הוגע לו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. As we completed the blessing for redemption, especially during this time of the year, just a week before Passover, and we think about our personal redemption. We think about how to find freedom. We turn our Siddurim to page 161 as we ask to find the love and the internal peace to embrace and to connect with that freedom.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Ashkivenu
Ashkivenu
Adonai Eloheinu.
Eloheinu
Ashkivenu Shalom Ve'amideinu Shomreinu lechaim Ufros aleinu Sukat shlomecha Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Ashkivenu Shalom Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Ashkivenu Shalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over your city, Jerusalem. We turn our Siddurim to page 162 for B'Shambru B'nai Israel. Please rise. If you want.
ושמרו בני ישראל
את השבת, לעשות השבת, לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין הארץ, בית הארץ. וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי, שבת ויהי נפש. עלי, לי, 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 ילי, לי, 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 ay, li, 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 ay, 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 li, Page 162, we entered Tfilat Amidah, time for our personal prayer. אתה קדוש ונקרא קדוש. אתה קידשת יום השביעי שכתב למעשיך בשמיים ובארץ. אלוהינו ודנו רוצים מנוחתנו קדשנו מצוותיך בתקנו ולוחתנו נקדש שבת למרצון היינו בתקנותם באמת תקווה בתל רצון תמיד עבודת עמך קרוב לכל כל האף בונה לכבודך וחננו בשופך שלך לציון רחמים ורחת עד שנתו לציון ומנח לשנו שאתה אומר עבודנו ואמותינו לעולם בעת ולחיינו מגן ישנו אתה ולדור ודור נודה לך ונספר תהילתך היינו מספרים בדרך בלשונותיך ילדם וחסדיך מעולם כי בינו לך וכולם מתברך את אומרת שמך ותמיד לעולם בהן בכוחך שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לב למה יהיו לרצונים ברייפי בהגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. We are at the bottom of page 180. Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tel, ve'imru, amen. Ve'imru, amen. We turn our Tzidurim to page 371 as we take a moment to acknowledge dear people that are dealing with illness in their bodies, in their souls. There are people that are dealing with addictions. If you have a name that you would like to remind in this evening of Shabbat, please do so as I point in your direction. All their names in our hearts and in this space, together in prayer. Page 371, Mishemirach. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Wish to all of them refuah shlema ve'achlama meira, a complete and a fast recovery. Rabbi Art, who is coming back from his trips all over the world just in a few more days, he likes to remind that rabbis, we are supposed to share 2 divrei Torah during the entire year. One, according to the tradition, we broke the tradition, but we totally broke the tradition, but one is actually, if one day we get to discuss how this tradition of sharing a Dvar Torah every Friday and Saturday started, is one of the things that the Reform movement or the beginning of the progressive movement did in France and Germany after the emancipation, for a different conversation. But until that moment, we had two divrei Torah. One was in the Shabbat between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, called, what's Shabbat Shuvah? Who said? Oof, Miriam.
I think.
Should be a rabbi. Now, one is Shabbat Shuvah, and the other one is Shabbat Hagadol. And the reason was because of the length of the sermons also. So we're going to break the tradition again, and we're going to do a very short sermon. But I hope that as we try to study something before Shabbat Hagadol, when you hear this sermon, and you take it with you, and you try to think about finding your hametz, or finding what I will invite you to find in the next couple of days. So I hope that you actually take the time for the sermon, but not now. Now just listen. Parashat Metzorah speaks about the tzarat, a disfiguring skin disease, but which is also something that can appear in our hair, clothes, and even houses. A week ago we read Parashat Tazria. Parashat Tazria and Metzorah are often read together, and as we shared in the past, these two portions can be understood as the biology of spirituality. Torah teaches that when a person recognized a nega, a lesion, he would go to the Kohen, to the priest. We learn that a person who has been in touch with a nega, a lesion, or that has the tzarat himself, needs to be excluded from the camp for 1 to 7 days. The two Torah portions establish a clear connection between the illness or exhaustion of our bodies and the need to work with our souls as a crucial factor in the healing process. This week is also Shabbat Hagadol. This is the Shabbat before Passover, which has received its name from the traditional Haftarah reading, in which we learn about the ultimate redemption announced by Elijah the prophet, who is also one of the characters that we welcome and recognize in our Seder. So we have 3 dots that I would like to connect. The first one is Parashat Metzorah, with the idea that our bodies and our souls are intrinsically linked, and that often healing commences by dedicating time to our neshamot, to our souls. The second is this time of the year in which we are preparing toward Passover. And the third one is the idea of redemption. As we think about these 3 ideas, I would like to add one more. And it is that Torah also says that the Hebrew month of Nisan, which just started a week ago, is the first of the months of the year. Springtime and Passover are a time of fresh and new beginnings. As we see very clearly here in Orange County, during springtime, nature is telling us that life can blossom, that rebirth is not a metaphor, but a reality. Talking about the wildflowers. You understand that, right? They're everywhere. This week's Torah portion reminds us the importance of acknowledging our lesions and wounds, and the imperative of providing time to our souls to help us heal. We all have wounds in our souls. Our very existence creates internal collateral damage, and that's completely natural. The problem is that we usually try to avoid thinking about these wounds. And by doing so, they don't go away. They rather start to accumulate, and gradually obscure the light of our existence. It is like chaining our spirits to our pain and becoming captive by our indifference and by the lack of dedication to heal our souls. Passover preparations should go beyond matzah balls and gefilte fish, my friends. Now is the season to prepare our spirits and to dedicate the time to recognize what are our lesions and wounds. What are the painful marks that are gradually covering your essence and becoming your identity? This is time to recognize them and to let them go. Or maybe even burn them all, like we do with the hametz, that we don't want to carry into the holiday. Passover is redemption time, and it starts by releasing our spirits from those things that are holding us back from becoming the vision of who we want to be. Redemption sometimes sounds like something too abstract, right? But just for a moment, imagine yourself walking into the holiday without the weight of a wound that you have been carrying for way too long. You of course have something. And when I talk about wounds, something comes to your mind like that. Because we all have pain, we all have marks, we all have things that are holding us back. And the real exercise is to recognize them and to work with them, to dedicate time to them, and to let them go. As we embrace this spiritual process, we aspire and strive to convert this holiday of redemption and renewal into something that we can fully experience in a personal level. May we have the courage to reclaim the freedom that allows our souls not just to heal, but to blossom. Shabbat Shalom. Please rise. We are on page 586 for Aleinu Leshabeach.
Aleinu Leshabeach Latan HaKol, Lateit Geruba Liyotzer Breshit, Shelo Asanu K'goyei Haratzot, Velo Samanu K'mishpachot Ha'adamah, Shelo Sam Chelkeinu Kahem, V'gor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam, V'anachnu Korim, U'mishtachavim U'modim, Lifnei Melech,
Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'nehemar, Ve'aya Adonai, Lemelech al kol haaretz, Vayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo echad. You may be seated. At this point of our service, we take a moment to acknowledge there are people that we are particularly missing. If you are during the first 7 days of mourning, Shiva, please rise. If you are during the first 30 days of mourning, Shloishim, please rise and remind us who you are remembering, please. If you are during the cycle of the first year of mourning, please rise. Lisa? And your mom?
My mother-in-law, Doreen Oberding.
Ed Rosenthal, Julius Leitner.
Thank you. If you have a yahrzeit this week, an anniversary function.
My dad, Sterling McGrady.
My grandfather, Marty Swidler.
My mother, Florence Satin.
My mother-in-law, Sylvia Danto.
My grandmother, Goldie Goldman, and my uncle, Leonard Shane.
How you can support our fellows who are standing or sitting, joining us with your voices and your hearts for Mourner's Kaddish on page 598.
Yit Gadol, V'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach yiruteh, v'yamlich machuteh, v'chayechon v'yomechon, uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru
Amen. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולמי עלמיה יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה.
בריחו.
לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תשבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, והוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
May the memories of your dear ones be for a blessing. Zichronan lebracha. You may be seated. A few quick reminders. Next week, Friday night, we don't have services. We are having Sdarim, each of us in his or her or place or wherever you are. Now, if you are looking for a Seder, if you are looking for a Passover dinner and you don't have a place to spend Passover, please let us know. We want to know, and we are sure that we can help you and we can find you a spot. Now, if you have a free spot in your house, we also need to know that, so we are trying. We are right now trying to accommodate 2 families. So if you are willing to accommodate one or the 2 of them, let us know, and we will make that connection. Let's make sure that we are a community, not just when we sit here together, but also when we are out in our homes, as we open our homes to each other. The day afterwards, we have our congregational Seder, which has been a tremendous success, and it's a wonderful experience. I think that we started to go higher and higher since Bobby organized it just 2 years ago, and since we are getting better and better. So that's the wisdom. We got it. So we don't fight with each other anymore. Like, we love each other. We just cater the event. Yes, that's it. And you taught us a lot about how to be a peaceful family, Bobby, and we appreciate that. Are you going to make matzo balls this year?
I am at home, yeah.
So Lila's going to be making matzo balls anyway for 150.
But not for 150.
Last year you did make it. No, okay. So this year she's not making the matzo balls. So we all collaborate, and it's going to be a wonderful evening. three more things. Very important. You know, this time of the year is almost like the high holidays for us. So many things happen in the Jewish calendar. The next 2 months are full of events, but then July is a very quiet month in the
Eye
Jewish.
of the storm.
Well, it's a very quiet month in the Jewish calendar. So just a couple of things. On May 1st, we are going to commemorate Yom HaShoah, the day of the Holocaust. We are going to do a very, very special ceremony. We are going to do a kind of seder and not so much a ceremony this year. We are going to try something new. We are very busy trying to think how to teach memory, how to teach the next generations to remember. So we are going to take a different approach. It's going to be very close to what we did previous years, but you will see that it will feel and look different. And also, the candles that the men's club every year provides us, please make sure that you take yours and you bring yours to the ceremony. We are going to light them together. That's on May 1st. On May 4th, we have, yes, she's here, like, they are here, the two of them, I can't miss that. Like, you know, I started 2 events and then I said 3 events. So on May 4th, we will welcome our representative in Sacramento, Sharon Quicksilver, and our representative in Washington, Gil Cisneros. So we are delighted to welcome them in our home. I also know that Lisa Armoni from the Rose Project, that is working in the community relations for the Federation, will be joining us. And I want to tell you something that is going to happen after that event, and has to do with the event that's going to happen on the 8th. On the 8th, we are going to do the Havdalah between Yom HaZikaron, between memory and independence. Now, this is important. Listen very well. Last year, we had an Israeli song festival. This year, we are going to have the same Havdalah. We are going to do the same ceremony. The choir is going to sing 1 or 2 songs also, songs that you know, don't worry. And then we are going to dance. We are going to literally dance. Now, our children are preparing some dances, but there is a dance that we want the entire community to prepare. We want the entire community to express joy by dancing. So on that day, on the 4th, after the event, we are bringing a teacher, an Israeli dance teacher, who is going to, what?
Thank goodness.
Yes, it's complex for all of us. So we are bringing an Israeli dancing teacher who is going to be teaching the congregational dance to all those that came and want to learn. And that's the first date that we have confirmed. There might be one more date. In addition, over the next couple of weeks, after services, we'll have people that will be able to teach you the dance if you want to learn it. And we will send also a video with an instruction for the dance. So the idea is that when we move into the congregational dance, we will all have an idea of what to do. We are going to say, to the right, and then we all go to the right, and we are going to dance. It's good, yeah, you can call that a move. And those are the events for May, and for June we have also a few more events. Miriam's lunch, retirement lunch on June 1st, and on June 2nd we have Uri Regev coming from Israel for Rabbi Asa's lecture, and I think that it's going to be particularly interesting to listen to Uri as he will be talking about the vision of his organization, but also about the outcome and the impact of the outcome of the last elections in the state of Israel in terms of religious freedom, which is probably one of the biggest concerns that we all should have, as 20 chairs in the parliament, in the Knesset, were won by ultra-Orthodox groups. Now, and that's it on June 8th, Shabbat and board installation. Now, the reason I wanted to tell you all this information is because we know that you don't read the tidbits. We do know that. We do know that. And sometimes when you hear me saying these things, it overwhelms you, and then you say, I got to read the tidbits. So please make sure that over the next 6 weeks, you read the tidbits. So you can participate in all these important activities that we have. We are going to start to get ready for Kiddush. We asked Rachel's practices to start to share the Kiddush cups. And at the same time, we are going to turn our Siddur to page 142. And we will ask you to rise as we sing Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, ay, 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 Goichem leShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malchei Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bilchuni leShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, ay, 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 Zecher leShalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. On page 120.
120. 123.
22.
Okay.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei beriach Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu, בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת עם כל העמים, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. לחיים. Oh. Let's do a motzi. How do you feel about holding the challah?
I can do it.
That's great. Can you help her? That's great. I'm going to put some salt here. So when you take the challah, it's a little bit for you, a little bit for the... That's it. So we say, פותח את ידך ומשביע לכל חי רצון, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, המוציא לחם מן הארץ ותיאבון. Shabbat Shalom everyone. Conectado el higher. Una octava higher than that. Can you go higher than that? What would you? That's actually nice, very nice when you go an octava like higher. Yeah, I think it's great because what? No. When you when you go like an octava higher, I think that we hear you more. It's nicer.